This is an update to this video. It's probably about time. We're going to pick off from where we were last time. So if you haven't seen that video yet, I recommend watching it. Now let's begin from where we were last time.
Well, there must be a planet that's closer to every other planet on average, right? Wouldn't that be me? Well, the distance from every planet to the sun doesn't change much. And since my orbit is a lot closer to the sun than most of you, I'm never really too far away from any of you. Earth, having life doesn't make you special. Oh, please, elaborate. If you multiply the rate of star formations with the fraction of stars that may have planets, and then multiply that with the number of planets that could sustain life, and then that with the average lifetime of a planet, we get, Jupiter? At minimum, 1.4 billion planets potentially like you in our galaxy, Earth. Oh, you know how it is, cousin. Did you just call me cousin? Yeah, we are cousins. The only ice giants in the solar system. What that doesn't mean we're cousins, we're nothing alike. Come on, look at us. We're almost the same size and made of the same stuff. We're even pretty much the same temperature. Well, but we don't look the same. You're blue and I'm lighter blue. You're not lighter, just less saturated, because I have way less ice and stuff floating around to dull me down. My atmosphere is always super active, just like my mind. You'll just end up reinforcing each other's bad traits. Bad traits? Hey, the Earth and I are neighbor planets. In fact, why shouldn't we be friends? We share almost the same size, mass, density, and volume. Some even believe we were formed at the same time. I'm basically Earth 2.0.
What do you say we look for them together? A little adventure, just you and me.
My orbit takes like 84 years to spin around the sun, so I'll just slow you down. You go, mate.
Mine takes 29 years, but why are you always gone, Neptune?
Because my orbit is 165 years long. Weight is measured based on how much gravity pulls on something. That's what the scales my Earthlings use do. They would give completely different results if they did it on one of you.
Right, but there's gravity everywhere.
What do you mean?
When your Earthlings were on the moon pulled them in, right? But you have stronger gravity, so you pull in the moon. And the sun's is even stronger and pulls you into his orbit.
So why do some of us have more gravity?
The strength of gravity is based on how much mass something has. And the more mass something has, the more it weighs. So something with stronger gravity is also heavier.
Well, I used to have, let's say, conditions for life to flourish.
What are you on about?
Well, around 700 million years ago, I had good weather, habitable conditions, and, you know, surface water.
You sure you'll be okay without us?
Your gravity barely has an effect on me. You're all too small, so don't worry, go have fun. Venus is attracting asteroids at a much stronger rate. What's going on? Well, Venus is much denser than Mars and thus has a higher gravitational pull. That also means that the asteroids have a much easier time hitting him as soon as they enter his gravitational field. It's like he's pulling them in. Oh, he's using his gravity to pull them into orbit just like moons. With their strong velocity, they'll be flying right back at Mars. If we were to replace the sun with a black hole,
we would all get sucked in by it and go 20 years into the past.
No, I think. The truth is, if said black hole has the same mass as the sun, then we'd all be okay.
Really?
Yup. Our gravitational pull towards the sun depends on the sun's mass. So if this black hole has the same mass, then we're fine.
Hey, mate!
If you have seen more than
Tell me now, pretty please. Oh, come on, mate. You scared him away. Me? Well, If you have seen my moons, tell me now. I want you guys to venture into the stars and expand, and to be a good presence in the universe. I want you to go to other planets and make them better, not use them until you're done with them and toss them aside. Some of the things you do make me want to give up and start over. But I still have hope, even just a little.
I mean, you are pretty fast, the fastest planet. I'm just around 88 days. And Venus is the hottest planet, right? Yeah, even if I'm closer to the sun, you gotta be in that area. And Mars, we have life, just tons of conditions for it. These days also last 24 hours. He has seasons because he's still 400 guys are friends. Jupiter is super massive. He has a sword that's like bigger than me. Really? Yes, really. It's sad. Have you seen those rings? And Uranus is almost 90 degrees from his orbit. And here on Neptune has more than Earth's lifetime.
And I think you know where I was going with this by now. Well, I'm happy you are sticking together and making new friends. Go have fun with your revolution. Bye, Triton. And Proteus, Nereid, Larissa, Galadia, Nessos, Amath, Lauadia, Sao, Halimede, Despina, Thalassa, Naiad, and S/2004 and 1. Have fun!
Susser, but I was wrong. You want to know why? Because in this universe of huge planets, gigantic black holes, and enormous galaxies, the one thing that has impressed me the most are my Earthlings. They are tiny and feeble, and they can't survive in space or past a century. Honestly, they're constantly burying them on my surface, like every minute. They need me for everything, are trapped by my gravity. But even with all that in mind, they always go beyond all of my expectations. But despite having everything they need to survive on my surface, their longest held dream was to visit their moon, Luna. They were not made to survive in the conditions of the moon, but they went there anyways. Why? Because the moon is freaking cool! And it's cool not because it orbits me. I orbit the sun orbits the black hole at the center of the galaxy, and the galaxy probably orbits something else that we can't even comprehend. Titan, I started all of this because deep inside, I recognized you were pretty awesome, and I thought I would lose my friends if you reached my level. But my friends fought for me despite my flaws. I don't know if we can ever be friends after all this, but I'd like to try, if you're willing to give me another chance.
Come on, Jupiter. State the facts. I'll know if you're lying. I always know.
Venus's diameter is smaller by like 600 kilometers.
Computer, focus, Terra. We're in grave danger, you see.
Oh, you guys will be fine. My Earthlings are the ones that are gonna die.
You don't understand. I ran some calculations and I discovered an undesirable truth.
What is it?
The current arrangement of orbits. Some planets will spiral into the sun and others will spiral away. In other words, this is the end of the solar system.
Everyone else? I'm confused.
It's quite simple, actually. You see, Jupiter and Saturn have an orbital resonance.
Orbital what now?
Basically, their placement in the solar system has a gravitational influence that balances everything, from our orbits to the asteroid belt. Uranus and I can't replace them.
What? Why can't I replace Saturn?
Because of your size and mass. As you can all see, Uranus is very small.
And why is that?
Because our old orbits made more sense. They kept the solar system stable, and we were basically made for them.
I'm trapped in Uranus!
Well, the beginning is really boring. Big Bang, space debris, sun starts existing, I start existing, blah, blah, blah. Either way, at some point, I am around all of a sudden. But when I came into being, there was some junk left all around me. And that junk made all of my moons. Some heavier objects in the junk drew in smaller objects, all of it clumped together, and in the end, there were a lot of little moons all around me.
Finally, in 2024, someone stands a chance against Jupiter.